guys, welcome back. Now I'm joined by Extra today. Now his link is below for his build channel. You may have seen him already, he's featured a lot in Rust HQ. Now today we are focusing on a group base which is 4 to 5 players. All the build costs in the description below, but also in the top left hand corner now. Now the base is quite simple, we haven't used any roof exploits, it's just a normal base. As you come in you'll see you're presented with little loot rooms down below, a massive open space created by the garage doors. You can see you've got 2 main loot rooms downstairs, 2 main loot rooms upstairs as well. You've also in here got a starter base, because we always like to start with a starter base. Nice and simple, we've used the bulletproof window just to shield your TC a little, so if you do the raid you have to go through that as well. Your workbench level 2 because you've built up from it from your starter base. Now coming back in you'll see upstairs we have a little drop area, a furnace room and a level 3 workbench as well, along with a fridge, completely optional if it's something you want to do. Now as you come back down into this area you can see these are the main loot rooms. The garage doors really open it up, so for a group it's really accessible for them to get round. Now there is usually a furnace here, but we moved it away for the time being. We'll put it back now, that's just a jump up. If you come downstairs you can optionally put an oil refinery in, completely up to you, we've just put it as a little option. Now if you jump back up, you see we put the furnace back in place. Now we're using it as a jump up, you can use ladders if you want, it's completely up to you. As you come up to the next floor you'll see it's all open again because we use garage doors. Because you're in a group you are going to get them a lot easier. You can use double doors as well if you want. Now we've made a lot of space for windows to go in as well, so you can defend, fight the heli, all open space, go all the way around. We haven't used the little low wall splats in this area because you can rock it in and it does carve through your base. Now we come into this area, you see more beds, little unlootable boxes here. Jump up to this section, this takes you to the next floor. Come up to here, more loot boxes. On your left you'll see the low wall, it's just acting as a honeycomb. Into this section we have used the split walls here, so if you find a heli it kind of helps you a little bit, but it's not going to compromise your base too much. Now you come up to the top, you've got a complete shooting floor. Now we're not going to show you how to do the full shooting floor because a lot of people have their own style. Now this is simple, we just put a roof piece at the top, you can fire through as you want. It's completely up to you and your style of playing, how you do it. Now we'll jump into the build, we'll do it a bit different this time. We are going to do it in phases so you can see how it's built up in sections. Now again, make sure you check out X-Raw, he has got a very good build channel and does a lot of little unique bases. Now with all my bases I always try to have a starter base, and this is no different. Now it's a simple 2x1 with 2 triangles off one edge, that's all it is. Not going to show you where to put all your loot boxes for this starter bit, there's no point because everyone's the same at the start of a wipe. They just throw everything down. Now it's key to make sure you've got 1 triangle left over, that's going to be for your TC, that's going to have a window put in front of it as well because you're going to put the bulletproof glass there. Just bear in mind when you lift the bulletproof glass off with the hammer it is actually going to damage it a little bit, so you have to fix it again. So there you go guys, it's a nice simple starter base just to get you started for that wipe. Now you don't have to do it in these phases, but this is just the best way we found. So for phase 2 we started spreading out the first area. Now this is going to incorporate 2 of your small drop loot rooms. It's up to you how you put your loot rooms. Again, we're just going to put shelves in place so you know that's where the loot rooms go. Everyone's got their own style of how they do their boxes, it's not for me to tell you how to do it. Now you see from here we can incorporate the 2, we're going to have garage doors at some point. Now you don't need a BP for the double door, so you can put them in place for the time being. It's not a great deal of an issue. Now we've put the garage doors in place again so it opens it up. Now we're going to put a half wall here and put the half floor. That's just so it's easier to get up to the next floor. You can put furnaces there instead and jump up. It's really personal preference at this stage. It's really what you want to do with the base. Remember, this is just a footprint and a base. It's not the finished article, it's how you want it to look. Now this whole section is going to be metal. The reason for that is because it needs to be secure as a core. It doesn't matter how big your base is, if people got enough rockets they're going to go through it. The key is slowing them down. Now this top section will have doors in it. You see now, this is how we're looking at metal. We'll put the doors in place and move on to the next phase. Now moving on from phase 2 we're going to start expanding the front of the base. Now you may want to move up rather than out, but we found it's probably a better way to do it. Now the squares that you can see that are in Twig, they can actually be oil refineries. Now Raw is actually going to put one in place so you can actually see it later on in this section. Again, you might not want an oil refinery, you might not use them, you might be close to a monument, you might not be able to find the BP for it. It's just an option for you to use, and remember, you might find one straight away and think, yep, we're going to use that. So you can easily lock it in. Just remember to put the outer foundations in first. That's critical if you're using that oil refinery in this base. Otherwise you're just going to be breaking up bloody foundations every 2 minutes. Now it does become a bit of a door fest at the front, but that is because people go for doors over walls because satchels are that easy to get now. So we're trying to make sure the front of the base is extremely strong with doors, and that's why we went for so many doors at the front. It's as simple as that. It's to try and keep you as strong as possible in that early stage, and as a group of 4 or 5 you should be able to get all the metal you need to get those doors in. There's no excuse for it not to happen unless you're just a PvP group who doesn't want to farm and do anything else. So you see now it's starting to take complete fold. If you want, you can bring it out a bit further, maybe put an triangle at the front, put that little solid airlock. We just preferred, and for it looked better, having that front section as a straight. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put all the floors in, show you how it looks, and from there we're going to move into the next phase. Now in this phase we're going to concentrate a bit more in the loot rooms at the back that you've seen in the middle floor. Now you can see straight away we're putting this all metal because we want to access this place, but we'll make sure that the loot rooms are going to be safe. Now I wouldn't recommend using these rooms until you've got the upper floor done and put in place, because obviously these are going to be a lot weaker and easier to get into than the other loot rooms down below, and just spread the loot out. Don't get lazy and put everything in one section. Now because we've got 4 loot rooms up here, it's going to cost a lot more for people to get through if they go through doors. So it is vital that you definitely spread your loot out. Everyone should do it now. I mean, satchels are that easy to get, as I've said. It's so hard to try and defend against them now, so the best thing to do is just spread your loot everywhere. Now you'll see here we're going to start hitting the front section now. Now this was a little drop area we had at the front where your furnace goes to jump up to the next floor as well. All you're going to do is put your normal walls in and just put 2 half walls in. And then off those half walls you're going to have triangles, but first of all you're going to put your boxes in place. Now these can be unlootable boxes if you want, and you can have little half walls, small walls, or you can just leave them open. It's up to you really. You don't even have to have that section like that, you can just have it as normal walls. I'd probably metal all this front section up because it becomes a weak point if you just leave it in stone. So any outer weak points that you have in your base, always try and get them in metal if you can. It's a lot safer, because rockets are still around. I mean, we run a solo server and the little gets have got rockets within the first couple of days. Now in these sections, optional what you put. We put the level 3 workbench in place and just a campfire, something nice and simple. You might want to put beds in this section and put your workbench somewhere else. Maybe use one of those loot rooms that we've got on this floor to have that there instead. And here we just made a mass furnace room. Obviously you're going to have furnaces spread across the base, because as you're building up you're going to need more furnaces to make sure you've got enough metal for this. So it's something to keep in mind as well. These sections can be used as you want. Now we've jumped ahead and done all the flooring. Now as we proceed to the back, make sure it's all full walls, but to have 2 half walls in the middle. This will allow you to put the floor piece floating in the middle so you can jump up to the next section. On the left hand side we had beds. You can put whatever you want in there really. Now because we can put the floor floating above, we can again put the unlootable boxes in place by putting a small wall down. Make sure you put the boxes in first though, and you put locks obviously on the boxes themselves. Now just spread this section out, make sure you've got your garage doors in place. It opens it all up by using the garage floors. Gives you loads of space, because as a group you don't want to be running over each other, you want as much space as possible. Now up here we've got another 2 areas where we can get to the outer rims to get to the shooting floor areas. They just break off from the centre square. Now coming around the back, these are just going to have a window and a solid wall on each side. Again, it's just so you can get a good view. We've actually forgot to put the honeycomb in the back in this clip, so at the very bottom rear, make sure you put a honeycomb in place. So you can secure this up now. Head to the front, start with a window at the front and go wall, wall either side. Then it'll go window, wall all the way around. You might not want to do that. You might want to put shop fronts in just so you can see. Make sure you don't have any walls that are exposed that people can just spear raid. If that is going to be a problem, metal those walls up so it doesn't cause you an issue. Now, in this section again, it's like flurrying with doors, because if someone does get into that bit, you want to make sure that if they do get in, they're going to have to work for it. So same principle as we had on the very ground floor, have doors in place wherever you can. Now for the final phase, we're looking at the roof. People have their own preferences when it comes to roofs. For us, we had some floating triangles at the back. We put some half walls just so we could duck behind them if we are getting shot from down on the ground, just to give you that bit of protection. Roofs are optional, people have their own preferences, so by all means go solo on this part, do what you want to do. But moving forward, I'll tell you how we done ours. So you can see we've put the triangles floating, we've put 2 solid walls at the back. This just gave us that room at the back that was secure when we come up. Now the triangles that we're putting in place at the minute with the half walls and the triangle, the reason why we put them in place is because we had the little slits with the half walls at the sides, and this just allowed us to put those slits in place. You'll see now those slits getting put in place. We've put the half walls running off each other. Take away the bottom half wall and put the small wall in place. Just give you that little vantage point, so if you are finding a heli, you can hide behind it. And it's the same on the other side as well. Just put the half wall in place, put the small wall, drop it back down, then go back with the small wall. Again, just having triangles coming off the ends, having low walls in place, put them around. You may not like low walls, a lot of people don't, but it's an option that you can use. I find them effective, if I'm being honest. Now you can see all the walls are in place now, everything's symmetrical on either side. You can cut the base in half and it's exactly the same, so that's a good way to always look at it. Then for the top bit, it's how you feel is best going to be. Now I would metal all this section up at the top as well. At the very top, because we've got that half wall in place, we can put loot boxes in that top section that we're doing at the moment. Now it's really about making sure you secure this area, because your roof can be your weakest point if you don't do it correctly. Now again, we put the half wall splits in place here just so we can fire out, but bear in mind, if you're in there and someone does get on your roof and they start shooting at you, they can loot you if you die in this section, so bear that in mind as well. Having garage doors opens all this section up, so if you are one taking the heli and you want to take some of these ideas away from it, then by all means. So guys, that is our group base. This is part of our 4-part series that we're going to be doing. The next clip will be on Xraw's channel. Make sure you go and check him out. As I said, he's got some unique little bases. It's someone I've known for quite a while. He's got a very good style on how he does his smaller bases. He's got a couple of short bases out at the minute as well. You've probably seen him in Rust HQ. He's featured in there quite a lot at the minute. So thanks for checking us out. The next base should be out in about a week, maybe 2, depending on the timescales that we've got.
I go